Hello, Juman. So this is the recording to help you build the tool to organize the bobbins. Um, if you saw the other recording we did for Siba, we see that what she did, she went first to collect all the sizes that she wants before she start building. That's a good method. So do the same for your product before you start sketching, so you will know what is the size of a bobbin, what is the diameter, because we want to have 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter around the bobbin, so it won't be too tight. And that will give you the size of the cell. Once you have the size of the cell, you multiply by 4 and you have like the size of the product. So right now I'm just gonna give you the method to build it based on average sizes, not correct sizes. So just remember that what I'm going to do are not the exact sizes. If not, you're going to have some surprises. So I go to, if not, we could go to ChatGPT and ask him what is the average size of a bobbin, of a plastic bobbin for like a home machine. But it's better if you can just grab a meter or caliber and check the size. If you have issues, we can do it together next week. So let's start up. SolidWorks, new part. Front plane, I open a sketch. Okay. And now what we want to do is to have the overall size of our product. I'm going to use the sketch rectangle from the center. Click. So click on the function, click on the red dot, and I'm going to start to place it like that. Now, I don't know yet what will be the size. So I just want to, how many you want to put? 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, so 20 units. So we know that we need to have 4 circles. So I'm just gonna put my 4 circles like this. I'm gonna connect them with a center line. Up. I can ask that this will be the size of the bobbin that that you found plus 2 millimeters. So if my bobbin is 20, I will tell him it's 22. But I don't know yet how much is the bobbin. Please figure it out. So once I have this, I also need to think of having the thickness of the walls in the middle. So let's use the linear sketch pattern to multiply our circles. So here I tell him I want to, okay, escape. I click on the circle. I go to linear sketch pattern. I will tell him I want 4 in that direction with 25 millimeter between each. I can see it's not enough. So maybe I'm gonna tell him 30 because I want to have enough space to have 2 3 millimeter of plastic in between. So that's for the y-axis. And I also know that on the y, so that was the x, I want the y. To the y, first I tell him I want 1 2 3 4 5. So I will have all my 20 pieces, and here I also tell him 30. So that's give me the layout. Issue. Approve. So now you have your stuff. So now I will tell him how much I will bring that line, put it in the center. I go to smart dimension and I tell him how much do I have between this and the center. I will write right now, it's telling me 25. That's a lot. I think 20 is more, still a lot. So, oh, wait, I need that one. What if I put 16? 16 is good. I can have a bit closer, maybe 15. 15 is good. So then I take another smart dimension between this dot and this. I also put 15. I will tell him how much there is between this and the bottom. I go to the side, 15. So you can see that right now I used one function to duplicate all my circles, one function to then the smart dimension to tell him where I want to place it, so they will be centered according to the box. Good. So actually now if I see the thickness he wants to the edge, 15 might not be enough. So you can always adjust that in the future. So let's put 17, 17, 17. Good. Now that we finished that, I want to create a line that will be, now I'm gonna make a regular corner, regular box. I'm gonna put it here, and I will tell him that I want that between this and that is also 70. And now I can check how much do I have between this and that. I can tell him I want, yeah, 4 mm. Then click on this to 4 mm. I guess I moved too much. Testing. Okay. So I guess I click on the lines. You know what? Let's click on that line, delete. Let's click on that line, delete. And let's click on this. 4. Now it's doing it. And click between this 4 mm. Good. So that's gonna be my frame. So that's gonna give us the frame. Now I need to add all of these lines. And we can see on your sketch that the top line is higher than the separation. We can do that. That's a good exercise because it's a simple product. So let's invest into the details. Yeah, 4 by 5. It's interesting that the proportion, because yeah, you know why it feels like that, because we didn't decide how big is this. So let's tell him that between this and that we have, yeah, 150. It's interesting, it is letting me edit that. Normally I can't edit that. 160. Yes, because we didn't, it's interesting, we can still change the thickness between the stuff, because actually this is that you don't need that one, but we do need that one. How big is the handle? So your handle don't need to be that big. You can put like 60, 70, 80 millimeter, depend on how I put 80, that's too much. 8. So that's depending on yeah, on the proportion you want to keep according to your original design. So now that we did that, we go to, actually if we do that, what you're gonna get is holes exactly. You're not gonna get squares, you're gonna get circles. So I'll show you how it look, and then you can decide to keep it that way, or you can change it. So now that we finish this and we put our sizes, features, extrude, see what it does. So now your box needs to be, I would make it like they did, that it goes just under the top lip of the bobbin, so it will be easy for you to extract it with the fingernail or a tool. So take that size and decide how much you put it, because some of them are 8 millimeters, some of them are this, so you need to decide how high it is. That's it. So now if we do this, now we need to put a bottom, and then we need to make a cover. So if you want to make a bottom, we can click on that surface, the one that's supposed to be at the bottom, which is one side, extrude, convert, feature, and issue, approve. It's going to open the function for you, and just tell him that this is 2 millimeter, it's more than enough. And that's it. You have a product. So, okay, font. I want the font. Good. So now what we need to do is to put some fillet to make it softer. Okay, so if my thickness is 4, it means that and I don't put an internal fillet, it's gonna be 4 outside too. But here, according to your design, you do have a little fillet inside. So let's put a little fillet of 2 millimeters in these corners. You can see I'm selecting the corners. Okay. And this. And then we're gonna open this again, because right now we closed it. Because in your design, this is hollow, so it looks like it's an handle. Or you could make it as a box that you have area where you can put tools here. And it's your design, you can make it evolve as you see it grow. Okay, so now that we did this, 2 millimeter, I use the first fillet type, full preview to be sure that I see what I'm doing, and 2 millimeter issue. Approve. So now if you want to know how much you should put to get a really nice, smooth, and something that is pleasing to the eye, that it's look like here that is the same and it flows, it's diameter of the internal fillet plus thickness of plastic. If this is 2, this is 4, my external fillet will be 6. Up, up. And now if I have this, I can actually continue and put it here 6, put it here 6, and we're good. I think now that's all for your original design. If you want to have 1 millimeter fillet everywhere, you just click on the surface. It's going to apply it to every surface he founds. If you put to push up to 2, you're going to get it like this. And if you click the other surface, it's going to apply it there as well. And if you do that, it's going to be easier for you to extract the bobbins. If you don't want this to be a plate to throw tools, if you want it open, click on this surface, extrude cut, convert. This way is extracting the shape that you need automatically for you. Approve. And then you should be here on blind, and then just put either a big size or just could click on through or both, and you have your handle back. So that's if you want to do the version that is with circles, that is the fastest to do. If you want to make, because right now you don't have a cover to this. If you want to create a cover, we can do that. First, I want to show you how it is if you want to have something that's really close to your design with straight lines and square cells. So I can decide to go back in time using the blue lines and change this shape. It might make us some surprises. But so let's click on this. You see, I'm going back in time before I did this. And here I have this sketch. This is before that. I go back in time before I did everything. Right click, edit sketch. And now I will tell him, I will try to select all the circles. I will tell them these are for construction. And instead of this, I want to sketch the cells, the wall cells that I see here. So I will do here. One second. Oh, what did I do? Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I want only one. Thank you. Okay. If it happens to you, this space, and you can see here is offering you, do you want to split your windows to see your product from all view at once? Some people like it. You might find that confusing. So if it happens to you, just stay in single view. Now, let me think 1 second. If we do this, okay. If we do this, we can actually adapt your design a little bit to have something even a bit more efficient. I will tell him that this is 4 millimeter, that this line and this line are collinear, this line and this line are collinear. Then you can place it by eye or you can put a size. You can see that it's moving. If you feel that your whole sketch is moving, it's because we deleted some stuff in the past. So it's not a big deal. If not, you just click on one line, do fix, and that's gonna stop moving so much. Okay, so now it's like this. Actually, you should click on one dot and do fix. If not, let's do that properly. I will tell him that I want that the midpoint and these dots will be coincident. And now it's gonna stop moving. So now I can place this here. Okay. And same as we did before, we can duplicate the shape. Click him, right click, select in chain, linear sketch pattern. Here I tell him on the X, I don't want copies, but on the Y, I do want copies. I can click on this arrow to tell him to go to the other direction. And here I need to do a little math, but since we spaced it by 30, here it should be also 30. I tell him I want 4 wall divisions. Approve. So this way I have, okay, let's go over the settings again. X-axis, I don't want, I put only one because you can't put zero. Y-axis, click on this little arrow to choose the correct direction. 30 millimeter, put the same size as you put before. And how many copies you want. Approve. Now we have this. We need the same for the vertical. That's why the vertical, they do it as a second step. Now if I do approve, I have it like that. That's interesting. That's interesting because the settings of the extrude are based on the square and not the walls. Okay, so then we need to adapt the logic. Right click, edit sketch. So here we are not gonna sketch the walls, we are gonna sketch the holes, the the cells. So I delete this. I delete this because we don't need it. It's actually even simpler than before. I go to center rectangle, click on one, put it to the size I want. These two lines could be collinear. Then I can tell him selecting chain equal, so I get squares. And now I can tell him selecting chain to get the square. I go to linear sketch pattern. Here on the x-axis, this time, yes, I do want every 3 centimeters 4. Then you can put the size you want. Well, it's already big, but you can put the size you want to create the cells. On the y-axis, I tell him I want 5, 30 millimeter spacing, all same size as before that you did for the circles. And you can see we're just generating a square grid instead of a circle grid. And I have it here, meaning that now if we change that size, we control everything. If I tell him this is 25, my whole grid change at once, and they will all be 25. Yep. Good. In that case, we do approve, and now we have the grid. I move to the next to replace. Now I'm going back in time, so let him redo all the sketches. Fillet. Fillet. Okay, so far so good. And Cadexo. Good. So that's the power also of SolidWorks, that you can change something in the past and it can keep updating everything for you, so you don't have to create it again. So if you feel that this fillet here is a little too strong, just tell him 1 millimeter, change the size accordingly. Cool. And if we look at it, it's pretty close to what you wanted. I'm just going to put the view in perspective. And what's missing is the height of the product that I think the AI got wrong, and so on. Now, if you want to put a cover to this box, that could be nice. So this way you could, I would keep this closed. So it could be a good working space. So you can always tell him, you know what, I don't want this function, right click, suppress. He never did it. According to him, it never happened. Okay, and about this fillet, we could tell him, I don't want this face, I don't want just this, I just want the top. Good. Now, if you want to make a cover, I'll do it fast. It's similar to the box exercise, that's exercise number 2 in the Moodle. So I will go to the bottom, extrude. I will ask this time offset of 2 millimeters. I don't want bidirectional, I just want reverse outside. Yep. I just want to add some 2 millimeter. So, and features, we need to be careful there. I know what? No, it's a good example. Features up to, first of all, here I can add 2 millimeter to the other direction outside. I could even tell him, do it 2 millimeter outside and also go inside direction 2 up to surface up to here. And you see what it does now is making the box a bit thicker at the bottom. Is also adding on the top up to that surface. If I don't remember what dimension I put, this way I can use what I did to keep building. Now that I have this, what I will tell him actually edit sketch. Another trick that I didn't use a lot, but I can start to add some shortcuts. Double click on this, and here I can show that it's telling you how much did you put and the size that we put in the sketch. So I don't have to do edit sketch. Double click on this, 3mm, and I use the refresh button here. And now you can see that it did it wider for me. Good, now that I did that, I want to click on this, extrude, convert. This way I get the outer line. I don't have to sketch it again. Now I want to do Control A to select this line, offset of 2mm. Reverse, I can choose which direction I put it. Here I don't want base geometry, I want to keep my line. See, reverse, outside or inside. I want inside. I can put 2.5 even, and approve. Now I want to, I'm turning my product by doing long click on the wheel. Some stuff like just as a reminder, because some people have been asking lately, because they forgot that we mentioned it during the lesson and the other videos. And features, extrude down. Yeah, I will tell him I want 1 centimeter. Here you can do the cover as high as you want. Let's put 2 centimeters even. So you would have time, space. Just be careful if you put it too high that your bobbin won't fall and dance too much inside. So actually here maybe you should put 2 centimeters, not more. No, 1 centimeter. Take your sizes, look at it from the side, figure it out. That's part of designing a product. It's mostly taking a lot of size. Here there is a little trick. I tell him I don't want to merge. So I remove this so it will be a separate piece. And approve. So now I have the bottom and I have the top. And here I can do this. Select this thickness. It's a flat surface. I can do extrude, convert. I'm getting the box and feature, extrude, 5mm, approve. Here be careful because sometimes it could glue everything back. So now he did it correctly. But if I do edit feature, don't let him do auto select. Tell him what you want to do. So remove auto select and tell him you glue only to this, not this and that. It's an important detail. Now that we did that, you can go back to your fillet, 5mm, and select the edge, and you can make something nice. Now, if you want, you can do even a chamfer, 2mm on the bottom, clear selection, this tangent 2, and even 3 would work. So this way you would have like something. See already like these 2 little function how they add. In some places, what we did, we curved a little bit the top of the box, so it would kind of, you could put things in it and they won't fail. So if you want to do that, you can do dome. Or if you click on that and you go here on the top to dome, and you tell him I want a dome of 3mm inside continuous. I will show you what it does. Here it's hard to guess, it's hard to understand what it did. But if I ask to cut it from the side, you will see what it does. That's what it does. It took, this is the, okay, 1 second. This is the top line, and this is a little bit inside. It means that if you saw stuff on the cover of the box, they will tend to stay inside the cover because it's slightly carved inside. Actually, that little effect might drive Itamar crazy when we're gonna print, because that's gonna generate some support. Try it and you will see what he will say. If you don't care about that detail, then just don't put the door and it's flat. And flat is fine. Since it's already a cover, you can put stuff on the inside. Yep, but so that's it. You're ready to print. Here you can see the why we place the sizes. So we have this little space between the walls. This space is actually half a millimeter. It's look big on screen, so half a millimeter. If you want to go back to a normal view, you get out of section view, of cut view that is here, and you get this. Here, if I ask him to do transparency, this is how what your box will look like. We can't print transparent with filament based technology, but you can we do have semi-transparent. Let's see, ask Istamar if he has still in stock, if you want this effect of broken glass. If not, just print it in the color you want. If you want to carve your name on the top, add some letters, there is other recording that explain how to do that. That's it. That could be a neat little box to organize your bobbins. And if we want to do it as perspective, that's how it looks. So now that we did that, we go to save. Yeah, more than enough time to save. Okay, so that's the work file. Now I can go to save as. I scroll down, STL, option, and I check that I'm not in course. You see what happened? How it changed the quality. I want to be minimum in file or at least in the first quarter third. Okay. Then you have your STL file. It just translated it to be understandable as a printing file. Then you just need to explain to Itamar that you have two parts in that file, that you need to split them and spread them. And that's it. You finish. I will just give the explanation as I give at the end of every recording. You go to Michal downstairs. You pay 90 shekel for up to 1 kilo of printing credit in the Fab Lab. This printing credit gives you access to all the materials available in stock: PLA, ABS, TPU, PTAG, depending on what he has. Most of the time it's PLA for hard plastic, TPU for more like softer, gamish, flexible, almost silicone-like material. You want PLA for this kind of boxes. Ask him which color he has in stock. You need to show him your invoice, and then he will add you to the list and monitor the weight that you print and tell you how much. You can ask him at any time, how much credit do I have left. If you want to print with some friends, you can just do that between, that's your problem to work together. So let him know, if you do so, that you have the authorization to print under the name of someone else. And that's it. That should take a few hours to print. It's a fairly big box. Yeah, and by the way, if you get to that size, you're at 22 centimeters. You're getting close to the limit of what is printable. But you should be a bit smaller than that if you use the real size of the bobbins. Good luck. Let me know.